Hello and welcome to Talk a Good Game. And it's the first game of the 2018-19 season as West Ham United head to Anfield to take on a slightly new-look Liverpool. Gonzo, they weren't quite good enough last season. Are Liverpool good enough this season to win the title?
It's going to be a hard ask to beat City. He's got something about him, hasn't he, Pep? And he's a serial winner. And he's very close. Klopp is very, very close, but he's not a serial winner like Pep Guardiola is. But they've strengthened. They've lost nobody. And it didn't seem to affect them losing Coutinho halfway through last season. But it's funny, isn't it? You know, they sold a player for 150 million and didn't even sell their best player. So that shows how good Liverpool are. They're certainly, I think, confirmed. I don't think it was a fluke, the Champions League final. I think they are proper, bona fide, confirmed on the top 5 teams in Europe now.
What about yourself, Mike? Have they got what it takes to go one better and get that all-elusive Premier League title?
They were third or fourth last season, were they? And I don't think they're going to beat City, but they are definitely in the top 5 teams in Europe. I agree with Gonzo. This serial winner, by the way, made me think, oh, look, I've won cornflakes. But it's like you know, yeah, they're a very, very good team, really good team, yeah. And you know, it's like with them as well, Liverpool. You know what you're going to get. It's just you can't stop it.
They've spent quite a bit of money in this summer, Mike. Is Klopp? He's lost his last 6 finals as a manager. He obviously lost Champions League final. Is Klopp under pressure to deliver a trophy at Liverpool yet, or is this part of the long-term game?
I think at the moment he probably is under target. There comes a point, doesn't there, when you're building a team where it gets to the point where you go, okay, now you have to deliver, and you can't just keep putting that off forever. If you're spending that amount of money, getting that good a team together, where you're constantly going, well, we're on the way, we're nearly there, because you could just say that every season. I think he does need to deliver. If not this season, then definitely next. But I think preferably this season. To be honest with you, he's got a team good enough to do it, though, hasn't he?
What's a good season for Liverpool, Gonzo? What does a good season look like for the red side?
Well, see, I disagree. I don't think there's any pressure on him with John Henry, which the owners there. There's no pressure there at all. When they took that off, and don't forget they took that club off of Gillette and Hicks. They just want Champions League football. They've got it. It's an American-style franchise there. So it was really about getting the Champions League revenue every year. So they've got that. They've made a whole pot of money. Not only that, they've redeveloped Anfield, Anfield was a great ground anyway, really, with the Kop and whatnot. But to make that ground up to 54,000, that's a nice size. They've managed to redevelop Anfield without having a whole expense and a move. So actually, from an investment point of view, which is what it is an investment. It's going absolutely swimmingly. It's going perfect for them. Sorry, what was the original question?
I was just asking that what's a good season for Liverpool? What does Klopp have to achieve come May?
Yeah, so Klopp can finish top 4 and have another and get out of group stages in Europe. And as far as the owners are concerned, it's still a good season for Liverpool. Is it a good season for Klopp himself? I'm sure he'll want more. I'm sure he will want a trophy and to cement his place among those sort of the top echelon of coaches out there. It's a better team and a better group of players than he sort of even had at Borussia Dortmund. So this is his time. He put pressure on himself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think they've had a fantastic window. They lost Emre Can this window as well. He left. I know Gonzo said they hadn't lost anyone. They didn't sell him. He went out, but then they got Keita in as well as Fabinho. I think what they've done this summer and last season, I think they've perhaps them and City have almost cut themselves off a little bit from the top 6. I think them two, in my opinion, are considered the top 2 now, and the rest are considered the top 4, which are the next best. I think those 4 are going to be battling out for the 2 Champions League spots. I think Liverpool and Man City are almost, in my opinion, I don't want to say dead certs to finish in there, but that's who I expect to be at the top of the Premier League come May. Gonzo, it was all about Salah last season. Do you expect it's going to be the same, or is there any other Liverpool player that you're maybe a little bit more worried about on Sunday, given the amount of tension that's going to be on their Egyptian king?
No, I think he will struggle to match that fantastic season of last year, whatever, to score whatever it was, 38, 39 goals is a tough ask for anyone. You've only got to look back at the history of, there's very few, and they are people like Ronaldo and Thierry Henry and people like that score that sort of number of goals. So, but he doesn't have to match that. And in answer to your question, some of the players that that they've bought will certainly add to that. So even if he scores 5 goals less, well, it's highly likely Shaqiri will provide those extra 5 goals. Mane's always going to be a threat, and he had a great season. He was overshadowed, as was Firmino, as you say. They brought in Keita, who I thought that was the area of weakness last year for them, if you can say they were weak. I would have said central midfield, particularly when Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain went down. I think maybe that Champions League final might have played out slightly differently had Salah not have got brutally attacked by Sergio Ramos, and has Oxlade-Chamberlain been fit to take his place in midfield, because I just feel that Henderson and Wijnaldum is slightly I don't know, I just don't think it's quite there. So to bring in Keita and what's his name from Monaco, Fabinho. Whatever is it? Yeah, that gives them something different in an area where they were weak. I think Van Dijk's now had a pre-season with them under his belt. There's threats from all manner of places, and the fullbacks as well. Let's not forget Alexander-Arnold and Robertson. There's threats from all over the place with that team.
And that's enough talk from the side from Anfield, where we talk about the side from the London Stadium heading up to Liverpool. While there's been changes for the Liverpool side, there's been lots more at West Ham. Before we get on to that, you can buy our wristbands. I've finally got my one here on. The link is in the description below. Only £2.50. Head over and support a good cause. Mike, normally when we do previews, we talk about 1 or 2 players or positions. We've almost got a whole team to talk about here. But first, before we have to talk about the formation. Are you expecting to see 4-3-3 at Anfield on Sunday afternoon?
It's a tough call, isn't it? I think I've got. Do you know? I think he's going to play 4-4-2. I know the logic in me says it's going to be 4-3-3 and have that extra man in midfield, but I've got a feeling he's going to play 4-4-2 because I think he'll try and defend deep, and 4-4-2 works better as a shape when it drops into defence if you're defending deep than 4-3-3.
What about yourself, Gonzo? I think you slightly disagreed with Mike there, did you?
I did. Did I pull an expression? Yeah, I might have done. I do, but we're all guessing, but that might be the one thing that goes in our favour, because if we don't know and we're West Ham fans and we talk about him relentlessly, Klopp doesn't know. And so we all know how Klopp's going to play. Pellegrini will know far more about Klopp's team than Klopp will about ours. So, but my hunch would be, to disagree with Mike and go with yourself, whatever you want to call it. But I certainly think a central 3 in midfield for sure.
I think he'll go 4-3-3 as well. The important thing to notice about that is not only have we played it pre-season with our English 3 in the middle, also it'll be matching Liverpool's formation like for like if we do it that way, because as Gordon said, we all know what Klopp's going to be doing. Mike, we've got a new number 1. Are we playing him on Sunday, or would you like to see Adrian keep his shirt?
This is pure guesswork now, isn't it? I can't remember a season, can you, where it's been so open we can go, I have no idea what the shape's going to be, really, who's going to be in goal even, who's going to be in the team. I suspect he'll play Fabianski. I think he's bought Fabianski for a reason. Fabianski's a really good goalkeeper. I think Adrian's a really good goal. I think it's Adrian's shirt to lose. I think he should play Adrian, give him the go for it. But I suspect, my hunch is he'll play Fabianski, but I would rather see Adrian there.
And Gonzo left back. We've got 2 good ones. Well, we've got 2 good left wing backs, but toss a coin really as to which one. But who would you like to see, Masuaku or Creswell?
I'd like to see Cresswell, but you've got the same situation because it's all hunches. You've got the same situation at right back. I would like to see Fredericks, but you could make an argument for him playing Zabaleta, and anyone would not be a surprise. So yeah, I'd go with Cresswell personally. Wouldn't be surprised if it was Masuaku.
And Gonzo, centre backs, Diop or Balbuena. We have to assume Ogbonna is going to be one of the 2, but who would you think is going to partner? Because in my opinion, I think Balbuena's had a better pre-season, but you've spent 20 million on Diop.
Yeah, my hunch would be Balbuena and Ogbonna. I don't think a manager that spent as much money in his career as Pellegrini's not going to be bothered about leaving a £20 million centre back on the bench. Balbuena and Ogbonna's my guess.
Mike, you said you were expecting 4-4-2. Who would you be playing as your 2 centre midfielders in that case?
Well, if he's playing 4-4-2, he'd play Noble and Wilshere. If he plays 4-3-3, he'll have Rice in there as well, I would have thought. I think that's actually the nearest we've got to any sort of safe bet in this, is that midfield part, apart from maybe the position up front. But yeah, maybe if he plays 4-3-3, it'll be Rice and Noble and Wilshere. If he plays 4-4-2, there won't be Rice.
I think me and Gonzo will agree with that three in the middle. But Mike, right wing, you're a big Antonio fan. Would you like to see him start against Liverpool, or would you like to see our new boy Yarmolenko? Or
Well, I
Robert
would like.
Snodgrass? You could argue that he's had the best pre-season out of all the players, if you like, perhaps the most surprising package. And it would be a surprise to see him start. He's got three big options there, Pellegrini.
Yeah, he has. I would like to see Yarmolenko. I think we will see Antonio, and that's purely because Yarmolenko's had a couple of games out. He's got some sort of slight injury. Apparently, he's over it. I'm not quite sure, but he's not really trained properly or had any of those last two preseason games, which Antonio did. Also, Antonio's a lot better tracking back, which is a fair bit off, I would have thought, in this game. So I can see Antonio getting a nod for this, but personally, I'm just itching to see Yarmolenko play in anger, you know. And I really like Yarmolenko. I'm really excited about the signing, and I want to see him play. You know, I like Antonio, but Yarmolenko's a step up from him, you know. So I'd love to see him there.
Gonzo, what's your hopes for the game? Obviously, we're going to Anfield. It's the first game this season, so it's difficult to gauge a few things. So said on previews that we don't mind getting beat at Anfield so long as X, Y, and Z happen. So what's X, Y, and Z for you?
Just see some attacking thrust for us to go for it, to properly go for it. For us to go and try and beat Liverpool would be great. We've had enough of, I was going to say, going away and just trying to not get beat. We've had enough of that happening at home when we've been playing home games, of them setting up against teams far, far worse than Liverpool. We've just sat there with hardly any possession, just sat down, not to get beat. I want to attack them. I almost, if we won the toss and we got the kick off, I want to have something in plan where, like sometimes they do that play from the, they take the centre kick and then someone just kicks it long to a winger and then tries and cross it. I want us to try and score within the first 20 seconds. I would just like us to set a precedent like that and try and play in that sort of vein. And at least so when we do our next review, we're sat here a little bit wiser and we know how Pellegrini's going to play. We've got more of an idea of what sort of players. Go for it, mate. That's all I want. Just go for it.
Mike, last season, no Arnautovic, no Partey. Prior to that, there was no Lanzini, no Partey. Is this what's different about Sunday, that we've got enough people on that pitch that can influence the game? If Arnautovic has an off day, there's other players who can pick up the baton and run with it.
Yeah, we've got a squad, haven't we? I mean, yeah, we're sitting here going, we can't guess who's going to be in the team for sure. That's because there are that many options to go, isn't there? You're saying to me already, there's three people could play on the right. Well, two of them can play in the centre as well. So yeah, we've suddenly got options, and that's what you get for spending some money in the summer. You know, it's very exciting as a West Ham fan, and it's like, I agree with Gonzo, by the way. That's what we want to see them try and win the game. If we try and win the game, and we've lost to a better team, fair enough. But none of this don't lose the game first. You know, we want to try and win it. But yeah, I think this is probably the thickest squad. Is that what you call it? Have you got a thin squad? Is it a thick squad? Have you got a lot of players? It's certainly the best squad we've had for a while. And there are certainly, I'm not saying they're all stupid, by the way. I'm just saying there's a decent players or decent options in pretty much every position, which is Hazard.
We've signed another one. He's
Yeah.
He's a
Tunisian guy.
Winger. I love that Hazard. What a tricky player.
I agree with what you two said about the squad. Actually, both of you, in terms of who we want to see start. I want Adrian, Creswell, Balbuena, Yarmolenko. I agree completely with what you two have said. I don't think we'll be too far off. While we're sitting here saying we can't guess what Pellegrini is going to do, I reckon we all wrote down an 11. I reckon we get 9 out of the 11 right at least. I think we'll see Fredericks as well. I do think he's going to go for Ryan Fredericks from the start as well. What I like about the Sunday, though, is last season we had to get the ball to Arnautovic to make something happen. We had to keep doing it. Even if it wasn't working, if Arnautovic had been marked out of the game, we just had to keep trying because we had no other idea. There's no other thing we could do. We had to keep going to Arnautovic, But on Sunday, if it's not working, we can try something different. You know, if it's for 20 minutes, plan A is not working, we switch to plan B, where maybe instead of going down the left, we go down the right. If Robertson's coming too far forward, we can shuffle the pack about to go help out whoever's on the right side of the midfield. As Mike said, we've now got squad depth, but it's also we've got players that are versatile, but they're also capable of doing stuff on and off the ball, and that's a lot different. We're going into this one confident in the manager, confident in the players, and there's definitely a wave of optimism. Now, Gonzo, as you know, normally say, "Are you confident?" But I'm going to change it slightly and say, "Are you optimistic?"
I am, and I have to be a bit optimistic because we bang on these, and I've gone on for years, the last couple of years, saying we need to give the opposition something to think about. If Liverpool were playing Burnley on Sunday, he would know how Sean Dyche is going to line up. If Jurgen Klopp was playing against the David Moyes team, he would know how going to line up. Jurgen Klopp is going to get a team sheet, a West Ham team sheet, an hour before kickoff. And he's going to have to do something. And he's going to have to adjust his team or make some plans to counter whether it is Yarmolenko or Antonio, whether it is Chicharito in the middle or Arnautovic wide or Anderson plays. He's going to have to do that. And just that in itself gives me cause for some optimism. It really does. Even if not in this game, just that in itself, we start posing problems to other teams, and that's got to be a very, very good thing. And the other thing to be optimistic about, Klopp is a fantastic manager. Liverpool are a swashbuckling team. If Pellegrini gets us playing in the style of Liverpool, I'd be delighted, but he's not a defensive manager. He's not brilliant defensively, and we've got some attacking players. So, yeah, there are grounds for hope, if not optimism.
Mike, what about yourself? You have optimism among your body for this game?
I'm very optimistic, mate. I'm always optimistic, but more so now. I think Gonzo's right. I think Liverpool's probably their weakest part is the defence. Not that it's that weak to end. They conceded less goals at home last season than anybody else. So they have got a good defence, but that's only because everyone else is too terrified of them to attack them. I think largely there's like a psychological battle going on here. People are like, "Oh, defend en masse. It's Liverpool. Look at that front three. We're all scared of them. Run away." The few teams that actually went, "You know what? We're going to have a go." And then were sometimes odd teams like Swansea who went, "Yeah, do you know what? We're going to have a go at you." Do you know what happened? They score goals, and that's almost a psychological hurdle you've got to go over. Pellegrini's brilliant at getting that across. We're going to play how we want to play. That's his mantra. He's already said it in interviews. We want to play how we want to play, and he wants them to play attacking. So I'm really optimistic. I think it'll be a good game. It's not going to be 0-0, but I think there'll be goals. I think we'll have a real go at them. And I'm really optimistic about the whole season. And do you know what? Yeah, really optimistic.
I agree with you both. The only thing I disagree with slightly is when Gonzo said that Klopp will get the team sheet and think, "Oh, I need to adapt a little bit." I don't think he will, and I think that's what's going to work in our favour. I think Klopp will think, "Well, actually, no, we are better than West Ham United," and he will have Pellegrini's got a mindset of we will do what we want to do and see what happens. I think Klopp's got that mindset as well, and that's why I think it's going to make this game extremely wonderful to watch. We're going to have two managers who are going to refuse to worry about the other team, and they're just going to go, "Well, this is what we're good at, and this is what we're going to do." And I'm expecting free-flowing, attacking, open football from both sides here. If I was a betting man, which I am now and again, I'll be betting on goals in this game. I'm expecting goals. We'll get your predictions in a second. I'm expecting you two to both be predicting goals. But the best thing about Sunday for West Ham is our bench. For the first time, if we're 1-0 down, 2-0 down, or whatever, on the hour mark, he can turn around to a bench which might contain Hernandez, Antonio, Perez. They're your attacking options. If we're winning with 10, 15 minutes to go, he can turn around and go, "Okay, I've got my £21 million Diop. I've got the most experienced right back in Zabaleta there. I've got a left back in Creswell and Masuaku. I've got Carlos Sanchez. While we're not his biggest fans, he might be on the bench. Got Obiang. He's got options for any scenario on that pitch." What's that?
I bet the bench must be the size of a coach. Just make players.
But the point is, that's the point though. All these players aren't going to get on the bench, and that's not including the likes of Snodgrass, who we're just sort of excluding from the squad altogether. But no matter what the score and scenario is on the pitch, Pellegrini has what he needs on the bench to change the game, whether it's to win, draw, or lose, whatever. He can change it to affect it. That's what makes me optimistic. But as you know, who've been tuning in last season, every match for West Ham United, we link up with Betway and tell them what we think is going to happen. They give us odds, and they put £50 on, and if it wins, all that winnings goes straight to charity. So Sunday, we've gone for West Ham United with a +2 handicap. So for those who don't bet, that means West Ham start 2-0 up, essentially. So we can get beat by 1 goal or better in West Ham's favour, and that bit wins. Both teams to score 3 corners for each side, and West Ham United to pick up 2 cards or more. Mike, first game of the season. Can I have your score prediction, please?
3-2 to Liverpool.
Ooh.
That's what my head says. My heart says 2-2, and my head says 3-2. So I'm going to overrule my heart for once and say 3-2 to Liverpool. But it'll be a great game and we'll play well.
Do you know something? I would almost take that result. As I keep saying to Gonzo, I would rather get beat 3-2 than draw 0-0, because that's just what I want to. I want to see football. And I think for every game you lose 3-2, you'll win 1-3-2 as well. Gonzo, can I have your score prediction as well, please?
Yeah, high scoring game, but unfortunately we've got a terrible record at Anfield, and this is the best Liverpool team in a long, long, long time. And it's going to take more than 100 million to bridge that gap quite quickly. I think Liverpool are going to win 3-1.
3-1. Oh, that means our bet will lose. We're Betway with no money for charity this weekend, and Gonzo's correct. I'm going to say 2-1 Liverpool. I'm tempted. My heart's the same as Mike's. I was tempted to go with 2-2, but as you know, that's my favourite score to bet on. But I think 2-1. I think our defence needs time. I do think our defence needs time, and until they've had that, I think Salah, Firmino, Mane are. I'm not going to say rip us apart, but they're going to get a few opportunities as well. But anyway, Mike, say goodbye.
Bye.
Gonzo, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye for me as well. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. Leave your comments below what team you'd like to see start against Liverpool on Sunday. Loads and loads of options. Give us your score predictions as well. Subscribe if you're new around here. And we will see you on Sunday straight after the full-time whistle goes. Come onto the channel and we'll be discussing it. Hopefully, celebrating a good performance for West Ham and maybe some points.